Hey everybody, this is James with CLT Media Group, and this is another episode of Truly Gifted Hoops. So before we get started, pardon my face. I know I look like I've been in some type of cat fight or something, but I was telling Hannah that I had an accident at home. But tonight we have Hannah Moss, who is a guard from Butler, who has managed to put together a fantastic season. Please, Hannah, introduce yourself to everybody. Ask about you.
My name is Hannah Moss. I go to Butler High School. I'm a point guard, shooting guard. I'm about 5'9".
Okay. So point guard, shooting guard. Is that another term for combo guard?
Yeah, it's not there for combo guard.
Okay. So y'all been basically dominating this entire season. Can you talk to me about that a little bit and tell me, what's that been like coming over from Independence and just, taking everything with you and dominating over at Butler High School?
I mean, I feel like just coming from Independence, coming from like a championship caliber team and like a winning mentality team, it carried over for me because it's like wherever I'm at, I want to win. So
Mhm.
just day one when I got there, I was just like, we have to do whatever we can to win. A lot of teams are going to write us off because of like the seasons you guys have had in the past, but like it's different now. We're a new team. We have different new players here. It's time to rebuild and just wake a lot of people up. 'Cause, I mean, as the season's gone on, people have had to turn their heads to our school. But I mean, nobody's fully paying attention to us really, which I don't have a problem with because like that's when you kind of sneak up on people and then surprise
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
But we just have kind of like just identified that we have a really good team and that we're going to take advantage of it and just go as far as we can in playoffs.
Okay. So I had mentioned, you played for Coach Galvani, and how do you feel like that has helped you and, with this season, what has that done for you playing with such a coach and, how has that helped you in this season?
I mean, playing under Coach G, she kind of showed me like what like a college system would be like in
Mhm.
just like a practice setting. So like our practices were like extremely intense and stuff like that. And just some of the principles that she taught me, I carry over to Butler. Like just the little things, like just holding people accountable, like just something that we always did in practice, and just doing the extra, like doing the hustling for loose balls, like boxing out, just making sure we're communicating on defense. Is just some stuff that she instilled in us, and it's just like I took everything that I learned from there, and everything I learned from there that I was hoping to take to college. I took it with me to Butler and just to try to make us better because she was preparing me to go play college basketball.
Nice. So you said something that's important. You mentioned Fido over there going crazy. Going back to, so we were talking about what it was like playing with Coach G and how that prepared you for this season at Butler. But you mentioned accountability. What does that look like from your perspective?
Just in general, holding myself accountable because I don't want to try and hold my teammates accountable for something that I'm not doing myself. So like she
Mm,
kind of taught us like you have to practice what you preach, and she also said like she had a saying it's like you can't you can't always want. You have to give a little. So it's
mm,
like you can't always want stuff from people. You have to give stuff to people. So it's kind of like I give my energy to people, and
mm-hmm.
I give my energy to people, so then I can expect the same from people in practice. So it's like just holding people accountable, but also holding myself to the same degree because I would want my teammates to go just as hard as I'm going, and I wouldn't want to expect anything from my teammates that I'm not doing myself.
For sure. So what we call that, or what I call that, is leading by example. That's something that I'm really big on, and I learned that through the military. So a lot of people don't know, but I was in the military for 10 years, and I learned a lot. And that was one thing that I did learn was it's really good to lead by example. So kudos to you for that. I did want to talk to you briefly about like what is the culture like at Butler versus what you experienced at Independence.
The culture of Butler, it's a really family oriented environment.
Hmm.
Indy was too, but like Butler's like really family oriented. Like we do a lot of stuff together, like from the trainers to like everybody is connected in some way, like around the school. Like whether it's the coaches, like one of our assistant coaches, Farron Sutton, she played at Butler in like the 20s back in the day. And she went to
Okay.
college, played, and now she's back here coaching. One of our assistant coaches, he played at Butler. Now he's back here coaching, but he also coached me at Independence.
Okay.
But also our head coach, he's been there for I want to say like 20 years. He was on the state champ. He was assistant coach on the state championship team. So it's just like a family environment. And it's
Yeah.
just, I feel like the fact that everyone wants to come back and give something to the program shows like just how important it is to them and just the brand that Butler is.
That's what's up. So you hear that, Sierra Burdick? I'm expecting you to come back and coach at your alma mater, Sierra Butler. We calling you out.
Yeah, we are.
I'm sorry, I said Sierra Butler,
Sarah
Sierra
Burdick.
Burdick. Yeah, she know what I mean. But
Yeah.
anyway, so talk to me real quick about this matchup you got with North Meck. Obviously with Shanice over there, she's a highly touted sophomore coming in, and I know she want to take y'all head off. So talk to me about that. Like, what you looking forward to in this matchup with North Meck?
I mean, when I saw the brackets, I was like, "Oh, this is a second round game. That's crazy." But I mean, if they wanna put on a show, we're gonna put on a show tomorrow. So I was just excited to have a good game early on. But I mean, both teams, like North Meck's a really strong team. They have a lot of scrappy players, but like everybody knows, like Lanice is she's their go to player. So it really comes down to who's gonna show up. Like, are the big time players gonna show up tomorrow? Or are they gonna just play on the sideline? I mean, our team is centered around more than one player. Their team's kind of centered around one player. So it's like at the end of the day, we got to play our brand of basketball and then stop them from playing their brand of basketball. We know it's going to be scrappy, aggressive, a fast game. So we just have to keep energy the entire game and just be ready to go out there and win.
And you know what? I don't know what's going on with my mind. Like, my mind is kind of all over the place, but I just can't get names right tonight. I done called Sierra Butler instead of Sierra Burdick, and then I called Lanice Shanice. So I just want to say, please forgive me. I'm not messing up y'all names intentionally. My mind is just all over the place. So, but yeah, when I saw this early like powerhouse matchup in the second round of the playoffs, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy that one of these teams is gonna have to go home this early in the playoffs. So, I'm hoping that at some point they really get this whole seeding thing together because, I do think it's a shame that both your team and North Meck doesn't get the opportunity to make a deep run in the playoffs, like together, like simultaneously. And then, we see that type of match. I would like to see that type of matchup in the quarterfinals or even the semifinals versus the second round. But, this is life. Y'all got to go out there and hoop and make the best team win. So I don't want to get ahead of this matchup. But I know, you have your sights set on bringing home some hardware back to Butler. So talk to me about how you stay in the mindset of one game at a time versus trying to look ahead to the championship game.
I mean, honestly, when you look at it, playoffs is 6 games, so it's like that's a lot of games that you're doing back to back to back, and a lot of good teams you have to beat. So I think even with our first round matchup, we were like, some people kind of looked ahead. It was like, oh, we play them next, but it's like we have to stay here. We have to be present and be in the now because any team can be beaten on any given night. It's playoffs. Everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to go home. So it's like you can't even look ahead on the next games. You can't really pay attention to it when you win, then you turn your attention to it. You start scouting. You celebrate that night you win. The next day you're back at practice. I mean, only 32 teams went in practice today, and then after tomorrow, Saturday, only 16 teams are going to practice. So at the end of the day, it's just having your sights set on who you play and not who you might play, because you don't know if you're going to play them. I mean,
yeah, true. So the last thing I want to talk about is the game where the whole ask about me came up. Like, what brought that about? I mean, I was hyped when I saw it. I was like, man, that had to be like, a lot of emotion behind that. So just
we were playing Chambers, and I
okay.
feel like their school is just like, it kind of feels like an HBCU when you go in there. Like you have a lot of different stuff going on, and their team's always gonna be aggressive. They're always gonna play hard, regardless. I mean, you're really playing in the heart of Charlotte when you play there. So you're seeing a lot of different people who probably never seen me play before, or like me play this way before. And I probably had like one of my best games. I think I was just hitting, everything was falling for me. The first half I had like 20 something points, and then the second half, like I came out early, so it was just like after the game I was just like on a high, and I was just like, y'all better ask about me. It's like y'all can't keep writing me off like after this. Like,
Nah, that's
but
what's up.
yeah.
That's what's up. Well, I don't like to keep these or make these episodes too long, being a scroll society. So, it's not like people going to be locked in for a 30-minute episode. So I like to keep it short and sweet, get a few questions out there, and basically just let you tell your side of the story. So I appreciate you taking time to come on tonight, and I'm wishing you well against North Meck in the second round. All right, Hannah Moss.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Hey, have a good night, and get you some rest and be ready for Friday.
All right. Thank you.
All right, see you later.